Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Impact Play, impacting more than just gaming. We are your one-stop news shop for the latest and greatest in gaming, tech, entertainment, sports, and even music. We are amplifying voices from those perspective fields, having their stories told here on the Impact Play. Join us as we record the show live over at twitch.tv the Impact Play and by clicking on that notification bell so you will be notified when we do go live or later on YouTube or even on your favorite podcast platform. You simply search for the Impact Play. However you consume your content, wherever you consume it, we are there. Your support keeps the lights running and keeps the content rolling. You can support us over anchor.fm /impactplay/support via Patreon. So recruits and above get the show ad free. Go to the recruits and above, have exclusive access to not only the post show, but they get even call in to be a part of the live show experience, plus early access and so much more. Learn more and become a Patreon supporter today at patreon.com /theimpactplay. Or even by using our creator code, the Impact Play, whether you're buying any V-Bucks, the latest car in Rocket League, no matter the platform, whether you're playing on the Nintendo Switch, on PC, or even on PlayStation. Just simply by using our creator code when you're asked for, this is just one in the many ways you go out and support the show at zero cost to you. So again, if you guys want to support us without spending any of your hard-earned dollars, this will help us a lot. So, I'm your founder and host, Mohammed, otherwise known as Itsigu. This is our Spoilercast, episode 142. On this Spoilercast, we will be reviewing The Batman. And also, we will be doing a different format for the Spoilercast. We used to upload these straight to YouTube. But we're going to be doing that, but exclusive to our Golden Recruits and above over on Patreon. And that's why we're giving you guys more value as well. But everyone else, you'll be able to enjoy the spoiler cast after the time delay for everyone else essentially. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this, folks. So the Batman was directed and written by Matt Reeves and written by Peter Craig and Bill Finger, starring Robert Pattinson as the Batman, Zoe Kravitz as what's her name, Catwoman, and Jeffrey White as the Riddler. Is it Jeffrey White? Give me a second. Let me look into this further. No, Jeffrey White as Gordon. The Penguin was played by Colin Farrell. The Riddler was played by Paul Dano. And Carmine Falcone was played by John Turturro. Alfred was played by Andy Serkis. And those were the main actors, of course. But nonetheless, it was, if you guys have watched it, it was almost 3 hours. Let me see. Let me look into this further. Hold on. Was it 3 hours? IMDb does give me 2 hours and 55 minutes was the runtime. So also, this is a spoiler warning. So moving forward, we will be giving away spoiler details in regards to the movie. So you guys have not seen this, but I still have. But you have access to this on the Patreon site. But I would recommend pausing this or coming back to this or even watching this after you've already watched the Batman. But this will be in the description where it says Spoilercast the Batman for those of you unaware. But nonetheless, let's get into this. Let's get into the spoiler review. So when I watched it, I'll go to the rating at the very end. So I'll save that for last. So literally, it started off very decent, and it was a different take, not on the Batman, but on Bruce Wayne, as I would say, as a teenager almost, not as a teenager, but as a pre-adult. So it's I believe overall we're getting into the development of Bruce Wayne, a more darker side of Bruce Wayne, where throughout the Batman films and throughout the Batman franchise in general, we always perceived Bruce Wayne as a philanthropist, a playboy type character, and just a millionaire in general. Even with the Gotham TV series as well that we got previously, a while back. But with this version, we saw, I guess, not a different take on the Batman. The Batman was pretty much the same because the Batman was also developing as a character as well. But I feel like this version of the Batman was focused primarily on a darker version of Bruce Wayne, where he didn't even want to talk to anybody throughout the film. He pretty much kept to himself, but of course Alfred was there to support him every step of the way, to try to bring him closer to that light. So, but nonetheless, let's see, where should we start with this? Uh, hmm, Give me a moment. Let's see. Where are my notes? Okay, so essentially, this film focused primarily on the Riddler, and we saw some hints of the Penguin, which was a different take of the Penguin. It was more of crime a crime boss's underling trying to take power, more or less. But there were certain scenes within that movie that I felt like there was no need for it to have taken that long for it to develop. In other words, it was the car chase scene where the Batman was chasing the Penguin as he was trying to escape in order to confront him about the flightless bird reference from the Riddler's latest riddle. So literally, I felt like it took too long for it. Like literally, the car chase itself took so long for it to develop. It literally took a while until that one scene towards the end where the Penguin causes a whole accident and a whole bunch of trucks and everything that caught on fire, thinking that he got the Batman, but what it was the Batman drove out out from the explosion, which was nice, but it took too much. I felt like it took too long for that to take place. But over and all, the film was pretty decent, but I still felt the 3 hours. Um, what else? Oh yeah. So I know there was a couple of speculations, but that have been raised by others on social media or what have you in regards to the film. So literally, there was an instance. Where was it? It was when the city of Gotham was being flooded, where the Batman pretty much was trying to save the mayoral candidate for being assassinated from the Riddler's followers. Him post being in custody at Arkham, of course. So pretty much, they didn't. I think they didn't pin him down, but he was like, it seemed like he was injured, and then Catwoman, played by, do I have it still open? No, I don't. So essentially, not Catwoman. Yeah, Catwoman. Her life was at risk, and of course, he was developing feelings for her throughout the film, which is that's like a no-brainer story essentially, as you know, throughout film, throughout TV show, and what have you, throughout comics as well. But nonetheless, he did inject himself with something that seemed to be adrenaline at first, but at close inspection, it was a green fluid. It was a cartridge with some green fluid. And what character uses green fluid in the Batman series or franchise? Bane. Bane. Literally. I didn't notice that at first. I thought it was just a gentleman because he was hyped out. He was, he was so full of energy. Then what made me think about this was when he was constantly punching one of the Riddler's followers nonstop. He couldn't even control himself. He almost lost who he was until Catwoman stepped in, and even Gordon stepped in to stop him from crossing that line. But yeah, like literally. But I'm just I want to know how this is gonna develop further into the DCEU's version of the MCU. But we'll see. Because we didn't see any type of crossover from any movies or any other characters from the Justice League or what have you. And one thing to keep in mind also, the film does have I wouldn't say a post-credit scene, but like an ending scene at the very ending of the credits. So it does show something there that you might want to stick for. Like you could use the bathroom, like I did myself. I always use the bathroom after after the movie concludes. But I always make sure, no matter what type of movie I'm watching, I always look up the post credits, see how many post credit scenes are there. There's usually two, one at the initial credits, and then one at the post credit scene, which will take like 5 or 10 minutes for those to roll. But of course, this one only had one towards the very end of the scene, so you could stick around if you like. If not, it's fine. But it's just like it's a nice thing to conclude to. Let me see here. Give me a second. And then literally, the Riddler knew so much more. He knew like for some reason he even figured out that Bruce Wayne is Batman. Literally, I don't know what was going on as he was first in custody. He requested to speak to the Batman directly, which he knew was Bruce Wayne. But I'm pretty sure it's the way he said it because there was a CCTV camera capturing their interaction. So if if he did say it normally, then they would have confronted him and all that stuff, but they didn't. So I feel like the way he was saying it, Bruce Wayne, around that type. So I think it was that frequency, whatever, was being captured by the CCTV. And we all know that Batman's parents, Thomas and Martha Wayne, were killed in that alley. And then it was, I guess I can't even take Carmen Falcone's words as truth or a lie. I can't tell because we don't know. Because he initially said that his father is Thomas Wayne was a shady character, but what we found out later by Alfred. So I'll get into this later. So it was essentially a reporter. So Thomas Wayne was running for mayor, and there was this reporter that was digging some dirt on him to bring to light. So the only dirt that he found was his wife was in and out of institutes. So he's trying to protect her. So he reached out to Falcone. All I want to do is just scare him, right? So what did he find out later? That he killed him. So, of course, knowing that he did something wrong, and it was also on his head too that he took part of it, he actually offered was gonna give himself up to the authorities or to the Gotham PD. Of course, it's what it's looking like is Carmine Falcone didn't want that to happen. So what it's looking like is that he ordered the hit on his parents. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this develops further. But what was nice, I don't know if not nice, but towards the end, where, of course, where we saw Gotham being flooded, the Riddler was about to give up, but then there was someone outside his cell. They kind of referenced him as the Joker because he was smiling and gave him a riddle of his own. But we'll see. Like, like I don't know. Like it was a Joker, because if he was a Joker, that means he was already in Arkham. That means that the Joker character has already been developed, but we didn't see it. So we'll see. Well, it looks like this take of the Batman is gonna be in the dark. It's gonna be dark, so it's gonna be focused on uncomfortable scenes than we are normally used to with the Batman. But yeah, it looks like it's taking that route. But my favorite Batman was played by none other Christian Bale. The Batman trilogy, the Batman Begins, the Dark Knight, and the Dark Knight Returns. Like he played that character on spot. I definitely enjoyed those films. Uh, but uh, let me see. Did I am missing anything before I get into this? Hold on. Let's see. The Riddler, the Batman. But what I liked about it too, also the Riddler's blind followers. That's how the Arkham game, video game was also as well, where the Penguin had his followers, the Joker had his followers, the Riddler, Two Face, and all that stuff. I feel like it's gonna lead to that, where Arkham's being taken over by the Asylum, and then each villain will have their territory, and each villain will have their so-called followers as well. But nonetheless, here coming from IGN, the Batman has won the weekend domestic box office and a second best pandemic performance of 128.5 million. As reported by Variety, Batman had the best opening weekend of 2022, was only the second pandemic era film to earn over 100 million at the domestic box office in its debut. Spider-Man No Way Home was the other film to do so and earned 260 million, which I have not yet watched. So the Batman is currently sitting at $248.5 million as of this article. But let me see what it's sitting on now. The box office. Which site was it? Oh, it's this one. Okay. Okay, so let's see. The weekend, it did 134 million dollars from March 4th through the 6th. Uncharted is at 11.1 million, and The Dog 6.1 million. Spider-Man No Way Home 4.5 million. And let's go to international. That's the problem. It filters this by country, and I don't want that. Worldwide. Okay, the Batman grossed at 130. No, hold on. Where is it? No, 216 over 269 million worldwide, and over 144 million domestic. Uncharted beat that. It's sitting at $272 million worldwide and only 101 million domestic. And Watergate bridges at number one at 480 million and 117,000 only domestic. So it did phenomenally well. Okay, so in regards to the rating, what should I give it? So I feel like the Batman didn't really do much as a character, but his character was still learning about it, and it didn't fully develop throughout the film itself. So I would say I would give it out of a 5-star rating, like a 2.75 and a 3-star rating. That's where I would give it. Oh, you know what? Between a 3 and a 3.25, or 3.5, because the story is it's not fully built for this film. So yeah, I'll give it a 3.5, 3.5, between that range, out of a 5-star rating. So that's my review, folks. If you guys feel any differently, let me know in the comment section down below, or because this will be uploaded to Patreon directly. First, primarily for our Patreon gold recruits and above, and later on at a later date, it'll be available to everyone else. And just let me know your thoughts on this as well once it's available to you guys, once it's available publicly. But nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed that. Be sure to let us know what are your thoughts on this new format of the spoiler cast by sending us read email over on our Discord server, by leaving a voice note over at anchor.fm/theimpactplay, or even by sending us an email to reademail@theimpactplay.com. So thank you guys so much for making us a part of your day. If you wish to join our community server over on Discord, be sure to enter the exclamation Discord. Sorry, not exclamation Discord, but by clicking on the on Discord, or going over to our Twitch channel, enter exclamation Discord. I forgot where this is recording. It's not live. But guys, we're trying to unlock subs over on Twitch, and we need your help. So literally following us there. Share the channel. Lurk if you must when you do go live. We do live playthroughs. We do our live recordings of the normal recordings of the show over at Twitch as well. And just leave us a review or just a rating on your favorite platform, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to music, podcast, we are there. Have a great one, folks, and until next time.